Have you ever made a decision in the heat of the moment, only to regret it later? We all have. That rush of anger, excitement, or fear takes over, and suddenly we're doing things that our calmer, more rational selves would never even consider. This is the power of emotion. It's our immediate gut-level response to the world, and in many ways, it's what makes us human. But what if I told you there's another force, a quieter, more powerful guide that can lead us to a better future? This is wisdom. The theme for our talk today is simple. Emotion leads, but wisdom pays later. Let's break this down. Emotions are like a fast-moving river. They're powerful, they're immediate, and they can carry you along whether you want to go or not. Think about it. You get an exciting job offer and immediately want to say yes without reading the fine print. Or someone cuts you off in traffic, and a surge of anger makes you want to honk and yell. These are emotional responses. They're designed for survival, to help us react quickly to threats and opportunities. They lead the charge. But here is the catch. The river of emotion doesn't always flow in the right direction. It can lead you straight into a waterfall of regret, a whirlpool of bad decisions, or a swamp of missed opportunities. That's where wisdom comes in. Wisdom isn't a flash flood. It's a deep, calm reservoir of experience, knowledge, and understanding. It doesn't scream for attention. It whispers. It's the voice that says, "Hang on, let's think about this." It's the pause before the reaction. So how do we cultivate this wisdom? How do we make sure it's there to guide us when the emotional currents get strong? I believe it comes down to 5 key pillars: faith, discipline, wealth, and accountability. And tying them all together is wisdom itself. Let's start with faith. Now, I'm not just talking about religious faith, though that can be a powerful anchor for many. I'm talking about faith in a broader sense. It's faith in yourself, in your ability to learn, grow, and overcome challenges. It's faith in the process, believing that your consistent efforts will eventually pay off, even when you can't see the immediate results. Emotion wants instant gratification. It wants to see the reward right now. But faith allows you to plant a seed and trust that, with time and care, it will grow into a strong tree. It is the quiet confidence that keeps you going when your emotions are screaming at you to quit. This is the bedrock of wisdom. You trust that making the right choice, the considered choice, will lead to a better outcome down the road, even if the emotional choice feels better in the moment. Next up is discipline. If faith is the belief, discipline is the action. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your accomplishments. It's doing what you need to do, even when you don't feel like doing it. Your emotions will tell you to hit the snooze button. Discipline gets you out of bed to go for that run. Your emotions will tell you to splurge on that expensive gadget. Discipline reminds you of your budget and your long-term financial goals. Discipline is essentially training your emotions. It's not about suppressing them, but about mastering them. It's about acknowledging the feeling. I feel lazy, I feel tempted, and then consciously choosing the wiser course of action. Every time you choose discipline over emotional impulse, you strengthen your wisdom muscle. You're literally rewiring your brain to favor long-term gain over short-term pleasure. It's hard, it takes practice, but it's how you build a life of purpose and achievement, rather than a life dictated by fleeting whims. Wisdom isn't just knowing the right path. Discipline is walking it, step by step, day after day. This brings us to wealth. When we hear the word wealth, most of us immediately think of money. And yes, financial wealth is a part of it. But true wealth is so much more. It's wealth of health, wealth of relationships, wealth of knowledge, and wealth of time. Emotion often leads to poor financial decisions. Impulsive spending, chasing get-rich-quick schemes, or making fear-based investment choices are all driven by emotion. Wisdom, on the other hand, builds wealth slowly and steadily. It's about saving consistently, investing intelligently, and living within your means. It's understanding the power of compound interest, not just for money, but for everything. Think about it. The compound interest of daily investing and exercise leads to a wealth and better health. The compound interest of spending quality time with loved ones leads to a wealth of strong relationships. The compound interest of reading and learning every day leads to a wealth of knowledge. Emotion wants the jackpot today. Wisdom understands that true, lasting wealth is built brick by brick, deposit by deposit, over a lifetime. It's the ultimate delayed gratification, and the payoff is a life of security, freedom, and abundance in all its forms. Finally, let's talk about accountability. This is the pillar that holds everything else up. Accountability is taking full ownership of your life, your choices, your actions, and your results. It's the opposite of blaming others or making excuses. Emotion loves to blame. It's easier to say, "It's my boss's fault," or "the economy is bad," than it is to look in the mirror and say, "What could I have done differently?" Wisdom, however, thrives on accountability. It understands that you cannot change what you do not own. When you take responsibility, you reclaim your power. A mistake is no longer a failure. It's a lesson. A setback is no longer a dead end. It's a detour that teaches you a new route. Accountability forces you to learn from your emotional impulses. When you act on emotion and get a bad result, accountability says, "Okay, that didn't work. Why? What was the emotion driving me? How can I recognize it and choose a wiser path next time?" It's a feedback loop for personal growth. Being accountable to yourself, and perhaps to a mentor or a trusted friend, is how you ensure that you stay on the path of wisdom, even when your emotions try to pull you off course. So let's bring it all together. Emotion leads. It's the spark, the motivator, the alarm bell. It's the first on the scene. But it's a terrible long-term strategist. It's short-sighted and self-serving. Wisdom, on the other hand, plays the long game. It builds, it compounds, it sustains. It's the CEO of your life, making the strategic decisions that will ensure the health and growth of the entire enterprise. Wisdom is built on faith in the future. It's enacted through discipline in the present. It results in true wealth of every kind. And it's sustained by radical accountability for your actions. The next time you feel that powerful surge of emotion, whether it's excitement, anger, fear, or desire, I want you to take a moment. Acknowledge the feeling. Let it be there. But don't let it grab the steering wheel. Instead, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what would wisdom do? Let that quiet, steady voice have its say. Because while emotion might win the sprint, it is wisdom that always, always wins the marathon. The quick hit of emotion feels good now, but the deep, lasting satisfaction of a life well lived, that's the real prize. And it's a prize that only wisdom can deliver. Wisdom pays later, but its dividends are priceless and they last a lifetime. Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content on living a wiser, more fulfilling life. See you in the next one.